Hello and welcome to Top 7. I'm William Lebowski. Today we are lining up in South Africa at Kyalami here in the Honda Accord for the British Touring Car Championship. These AI really are going to be putting their elbows out this race. Lots of argy-bargy going on. They are just incredibly aggressive for the settings. I always apply the kind of, when it comes to the AI aggression settings, I kind of set and forget once I get to a safe kind of level that isn't crazy but isn't boring, and these AI are definitely a little bit above and beyond what I'm used to experiencing. But the good news is these cars can really take a pounding. I've had a lot of front end damage on these cars before they even really start to affect the handling or speed or anything like that. Like this guy throwing these blocks. Look at these blocks, these moves. Really keeping you on your toes. You can't just pick a line and run it on these AI, so that definitely freshens it up. And oh, speaking of freshened up, look at this. Look at this madness. Let's try that again. But there is your proof. These AI really putting their elbows out, fighting for every last bit of positioning on track. They are not afraid to make contact with you, and that is just going to close that door when I'm here. Like, we're alongside each other and this guy goes to close the door. I don't understand. Oh, making contact again into this corner. These guys are driving like AMS2 AI a little bit. But for the main purpose, like the reason what led me to trying out these cars in the first place was a little bit of a breath of fresh air. I needed something a little different than the usual experience. rFactor 2, by far my favorite sim. I know I don't upload to reflect that. It's definitely not my most uploaded sim. However, it is my favorite. The reason why it is not my most uploaded sim is because I don't want to bore people with rFactor 2. I know in the sim racing community it's a real kind of divisive sim. You either really love it or really hate it, and unfortunately a lot of people really don't like it. So I try to keep it to a little bit of a minimum, but sometimes I feel like there's just some things in rFactor 2 that are can't be glossed over. And some of that is the multi-class racing that it provides, and another thing is just that there are some incredible car and track combinations out there, and this is one of them. I think this car is pretty well known in especially the rFactor 2 community. This specific mod version. I believe it is in one or two of the recommended DLC or workshop items collections for the first time users when they boot up rFactor 2 for the first time. It's definitely in the download everything one, because I think one of the three options is give me everything. And so it must be in that, but I think it even might be in, like, I don't know what they call it, like the greatest hits or whatever. Whatever one they call it, but this is a pretty well-known car mod, I believe. Of course, I think everyone is familiar with these cars, or at least surface level. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this Honda Civic makes its appearance even in the 24-hour series, which is really cool. Correct me if I am wrong about that. I believe it is correct, though. The thing that really makes them unique, if you haven't noticed by the tire information on the bottom right, this car is front-wheel drive, which is pretty different for anything rFactor 2 related. And I didn't really put this together until the first time I actually drove it. The reason that actually led me to installing these from the workshop was because I was looking for fun back markers that would be a little bit slower than, you know, the slower cars that were on offer, like the GT3 class. It was pretty much, when it comes to like standardized multi-class racing, the slowest you gotta get is that GT3 class. Now, of course, there's the Alpine GT4 available, which is one that I take advantage of quite frequently. But when I want to have something like the LMP3s be the fastest class on track, for instance, I might do something like an LMP3 class, a GT3 class, put in the GT4s of the Alpine, and then throw this one as a 4th class just for some extra nice back markers. And so that is how I became familiarized with this mod specifically. And once I drove them, I realized what I was missing out on by just using them as plain old back markers in multi-class AI events, and really how fun they are. I don't know that this is a car that I would be interested at this point in entering like a league or like a longer series, because the setup knowledge that I would need to really transform this car into something more than just like a fun AI experience. I definitely don't have that knowledge, and beyond that, I just think the front-wheel drive is almost a novelty for me in sim racing at this point. It's a real change up to the way that the car feels and drives, of course, into tire wear. But it's not necessarily something that I think I would like to dive into. I think where I'm at in rF2 racing is good for me. But this is an incredibly fun breath of fresh air, an incredible sprint race car. It's something if you're really just wanting to have fun in rF2 and just take a break from being so serious with methodically preparing for some sort of endurance multi-class event. This is it. I cannot recommend this enough. And also this track, Global Endurance Modding's Kyalami, it's so excellently done. It's so fun to race at. It's a great track. This is definitely what I would call the best version of Kyalami across all of sim racing. Though I guess ACC might want to have a word with me, but I prefer the curbing in this version than I do in the official ACC version. So Global Endurance Modding hitting it out of the park again, as they always do. They just do not miss. But we're moving our way slowly up the field, 3.5 on our 4th lap here, and just inside the top 10, starting in 15th position. As you can see already, the front wheels or front tires rather, really starting to wear, especially much quicker than what we've got cooking in the rear. During just in this 20 minutes for the sprint race, these tires will pretty much deplete themselves fully. So it's a fun, really what makes them fun to have in sprint races. And I did not adjust tire wear settings even a little bit. This is just how quickly the soft tire wears out, which really provides some fun racing for my point of view, because you get the amazing grip at the beginning of the race from something such a very soft compound, and then at the end of the race you really got to nail your braking zones and your apexes, because you don't have any grip anymore on the front end. And so it just really transforms the car, which is another thing that makes it such a treat to drive. I don't know how many, I don't know if I've mentioned this in the video, because I've had to reshoot this race a lot at this point. The very first time I had to do it because I had my microphone muted and I didn't notice it until after I was perusing the recording. And then beyond that, there have been some argy-bargy mistakes from the AI, just being crazy aggressive. Of course, I've made a couple in that amount of time as well. But it's not that, wow, this guy really covering the inside. It's not been that frustrating or that problematic, just because how fun this car has been to drive, especially at this track. This guy is going to give me the inside. Thank you for the space. Oh, but he really squeezes me on the exit, huh? All right, as long as this blue car doesn't come to play. Oh, you're going to take the inside. We're going to do a switcheroo on you. Oh, you're just going to hold the whole inside. You're not even going to... What the hell was that? Oh, I blew that corner. I blew the corner. Uh-oh. All right, flying backwards. Back down to 9. Did not mean to make contact with that guy's bumper. Sorry for rear-ending you, pal. take away that outside line from him. Did I say line or lime? I want to say I said line, but I think my memory just kicked back and said, hey man, you just said line instead of line. All right, as we're hitting the needle off the rev limiter here, going into turn 1. I love this sector, first sector. It's just so winding in on itself. There's so many different lines you can take, and it's just so fun. And then, of course, you got to really nail the exit of this corner because you're headed into a really fast straight with a really fast corner. All right, back up into 6th, which is, I think, about where we were for this. All right, we got 2 cars glued together. All right, they're going to cover the inside, no problem. Oh, slight problem. I thought I was going to be able to take the inside away from them on the switcheroo, but it looks like with already 2 wide there, there's just no room to make that happen. Man, these cars just, they drive so differently just because they're, you know, front wheel drive, but it's just such a breath of fresh air. Oh, got a guy on the inside. I know, and again, I'm sorry if I've repeated this because I truly don't remember what I've said in each take at this point because I've had to redo this video so many times. But Race Room features even some of what I will call its flagship vehicles as front-wheel drive vehicles, and they have a pretty unique characteristic. I think you would agree that they are on the whole. Jeez, why are these guys slowing down so much with these corners? Really just trying to get me to rear-end them. On a whole, the Race Room front-wheel drive cars, I think you might find to be understeery and very specific, in a very specific way across all of the front-wheel drive cars. And that doesn't necessarily lend to making them like a more fun option in my eyes. It really makes it like a unique kind of thing that I'm not interested in necessarily diving into. But in this version, they are oversteery, and I believe that is something that I read in the workshop page. They're more oversteer focused and balanced, and so they kind of can combat that, what I will say, boring front wheel drive kind of experience, specifically in sim racing, that you would get is kind of thwarted. And so you got just something that does drive differently, run differently, but doesn't have as many as the drawbacks, and the biggest one in my eyes being the understeer and how you have to transform your driving style in the corners. Whereas this car really, when it bites down when you get on the gas in the corner and it really sinks forward, you really get a tremendous amount of grip and push out of that. And I don't think that is something that is true to life necessarily at racing these cars. It does kind of remind me of that feeling of my very first car being a Honda Accord, and it does kind of remind me of that feeling of what it's like to hog it on the gas going through a corner, turning the wheel and then hogging it and then kind of feeling the car punch down and move through and kind of grip the corner from the front a little bit more. It does recreate that same feeling. So I find that to be very fun and very rewarding. And just to say it for the 30th time, just enough of a breath of fresh air to be a unique experience compared to what I normally am racing with in rF2. Oh, that guy is right on my left. That scared me and made me go super wide. All right, we're down to 5th. Looks like we might even go down to 6th by the entrance of that corner. Looks like we'll just barely hold it. But we could see all 3 cars on the podium coming down that first stretch. There we go. We can see. Oh, wait, no, that's 4th. Oh, wait, no, that is 3rd. Sorry, that is 3rd that we can see up ahead there. So with these final 5 and some change minutes left, let's see what we can do to pull out a podium here. We have such little amount of damage on this car right now compared to my usual experience with it. Usually these cars, oh, there we go. Well, he didn't get any damage though. I was gonna say usually these cars are running in me a little bit more. All right, as we head down the hill, see a little bit of vibration. Must have flat spotted somewhere. Oh, that was a little much, a little excessive. Went very hard on the brakes. All right, final 5 minutes. We got 2 positions to make up here. Oh, just barely able to get around that car without having to get on the brakes, only lifting. Make sure to give him the space. Yeah, that was a bad exit. I'll take the track cut. I deserve that. All right, let's see if we can catch this 4th place car and then make our way up to 3rd place. I'd love to get on the podium. Let's see, really throwing the car in, taking advantage of that front wheel grip as we accelerate. Just barely keeping it on track here in the sand. Can we catch 4th place by the end of Sector 2 here? Oh, a little bit too much on my steering input. Both kind of ran the exact same line there. Let's see, I'll get him uphill here. Oh, even before the hill. A little bit of contact, but it was worth it. For 4th position in the final 5 minutes, I feel like you might have to expect that at a certain point. Car again just gripping the road as we make our way down this hill, the exit of the hairpin. Already down into the 40s with our tire grip. We have a lot more grip, or a lot more life left in these tires, and I guess thusly grip than I expected we would have had at this point. So really gonna try to abuse that going forward. Let's see, as one of them dips down into the 30s. Let's see, we got a 152 flat. Looks like we're about to do better than that here. I was gonna say, I know we're capable of the 151s here. Let's see if we can improve on that any as we make our way running to the podium. All right, pretty smooth through turn 1. There it is. All right, we should have enough speed on the exit of this corner to turn this straight into a nice little speed zone. But we got to be careful not to blow it all in this corner. There we go. We're holding on to it. There we go. It's even flying upwards, our delta, so it looks like we are faster through there. That car taking a little bit too much speed through the corner. We're up to the bumper. We're looking at a podium. All right. They're kind of dragging through this section of track. Let's see, what can we, oh, they took it wide. They left the inside open, but they go back to cover it on the exit. All right, they're trying to keep this podium. They're trying to keep their podium dreams alive. Let's see, what can you do about this? He's like, I'm gonna run into you. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I thought they were gonna run into me for sure. All right, we have just captured a podium position. If we can hold it, there is 2nd place, just rounding the corner. We got 1 minute. This will be the final lap of this race. Do you think we can catch that car in front of us? How far away are they? 7 seconds. That's a lot to ask for in 50 seconds of race. Well, I guess we have a minute 50 at this point. But I think that 7 seconds is just too much to claw back. Full course yellow on the last lap? What has happened? I don't think anyone's really going to be heating that yellow too much. I think we're all going to be kind of going flat out here, trying to race back to the finish line. I wonder what brought out the yellow. As we use all of the racetrack there. And again, even getting on the grass again here. What are our tires down to? 22 on the right. All right. We're just trying to get back to the finish line. We've got our podium position. That guy is far enough behind where we're not having to fight him. We're not going to capture second place. I do want to see the car or the incident or whatever is causing this full course yellow. I would love to see a car like stop at the side or something. Just a bunch of cars all broken to pieces or something. Very strange for the AI to bring out a full yellow on the last lap. Yeah, no one heeded this full course yellow. We all kind of went balls to the wall on our last lap. But there it is. Some really solid racing. I loved the experience. We're coming home in... Wait. What is happening? What is happening here? Race is over. Why did it just award me second place? Wait, is the race going until... Is the race going until yellow's over? What is happening here? Because the time is out. We're still racing. Oh my. Are we going to go green, or are we going to finish right the second that this yellow ends? I am befuddled. But we're in second place. I don't know what happened to either the guy in first place or the guy in second place. Are we just going to finish under yellow? And the pace car did not pull off. What is happening? We're finishing under yellow. What an anticlimactic ending. So something, I imagine one of the cars ahead of me ran out of gas. The car in first place or second place ran out of gas or something, right? That's the only thing that I can imagine that would have brought out a full course yellow like that. There we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Definitely recommend this car and track combo. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.